Hey everybody, welcome. We are in the heart of Shipshewana, Indiana, which is the Amish capital of the U.S. Fabulous place to be, and lovely, lovely, lovely people
Yes.
here in this beautiful town.
Yeah, this is a really cool place, and our first exposure to the Amish culture, and it is really beautiful, as Sherry says. You know, the Amish are very widely recognized, not just for their Christianity, a deep Christian faith, but a very simple way of life with the avoidance of technologies.
Yeah, now that's been kind of interesting to me because I couldn't do it without the technology. I can't even turn on the TV sometimes because I don't have 40 remotes in front of me. So I couldn't do it. So I commend them. They are rocking and rolling in Amish country with very little technology.
Yeah, they live with a very deep Christian faith, and that
Yes.
certainly is admirable. Um, and it really coincided with an experience that we had the other week. We went to a local church service, and
That was great.
the pastor spoke about faith. And of course, we've heard Pastor Dave lead us with deep insights on faith. But in this particular sermon, the local pastor pointed out that we have to live by faith, not just have events of faith. And certainly here in Amish country, they're living by faith. And there's a big difference of living by faith versus having events of faith, right? An event of faith may not be sufficient, right? But a life of faith certainly is when you put that faith in Jesus Christ. And I thought of a tool. We've had a few mechanical challenges on our trip. Our friends, our dear friends, Margie and Earl, had very serious mechanical challenges, and so sometimes we'll reach for that wrench or that special tool, but if we don't really know how to use it or which tool to actually use because we're unfamiliar with it, then really how helpful is it to have that tool? And I think when we learn to live by faith every day, we're building and equipping ourselves for those events that will come. One of the impactful moments of that church service we had last week, and this was actually before the church service began, but a relatively young man, walked into the church, and when he was recognized by some of the people, because apparently he'd not been going there but for a week or two, they just started to clap and welcome him and put their arms around him and start praising God. And we didn't have a lot of context for this.
I know I was looking around going, who is he? Is he someone famous?
Yeah.
Did we just walk into a church that, somebody really big, famous person is? And he wasn't. He was an everyday person like us.
He was an everyday person, but I think he was God's movie star, if you will, for that moment, because
Yes.
just the week prior, he decided to give his life to Christ. He decided
Yep.
he didn't want to have just events anymore. He wanted to have a life centered on Christ. But what is even more significant is when he made that commitment the week prior, he did it from a wheelchair. He was suffering from Parkinson's disease. On this day, he walked into the church, mostly pain-free, for the first time in years. And it was just that incredible moment, realizing God's walk with us, God's power, his love, his commitment to us. And in this case, coming into the realization that when this young man decided to give his life to Christ, not just for the moment, right, but to begin a new journey centered on Christ, God revealed himself in such a miraculous way. And it was just such a beautiful
And
and impactful moment.
yeah, and he made a really neat comment. He said, I walked up the stairs. The service was on the second floor. And he goes, I walked up the stairs and I was so excited. I walked back down the stairs and walked back up the stairs and went back down the stairs.
Yes.
He said it was so impactful to him to be able to walk up those stairs because 2 weeks prior to that, had to use the elevator because he was in a wheelchair.
It's just a beautiful
So
moment.
it was crazy, but it was like, wow.
Yeah, God is
And to
at
have
work.
that happen,
Yeah.
and for me to have that happen in front of me like that, to see that, I was just very emotionally touched by it.
Absolutely. So we again just want to pray and encourage your walk with God, not just for those events, but every day. Let us all commit to walking by faith as a lifestyle, making that commitment, getting to know God so that we know how to call upon God in those events that are sure to come, right? We're just blessed. We're blessed to have this time to discover these truths that God is revealing to us on our journey. I'm just having a blast with you, honey.
I
Thank
know
you.
this has been fun. This has been really cool. That sun is just baking me.
It's a little warm. It's a little
it's
warm.
a
So
little warm, so
we're gonna probably put a okay. It's so hot the camera shut down. So
it's hot.
I wasn't heeding the signals from my lovely wife, and I need to do that. That's another lesson, guys. Lesson there.
It's hot.
It's hot. So we are putting a wrap on this. We love you. We miss you. We'll be praying for you. May you deepen your journey as you live by faith with God and for God. Bye,
Amen.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.